This is Justin Gimino from DragonBlogger.com, and I'm showing you how I make my Twitch promo banners for posters for when games that I need to play, and I want to promote it on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and kind of jazz it up and like put a picture of myself on top of a game with some nice text, add a little bit of overlays. So the first thing I'm going to show you is with Paint.net. This video assumes you've already installed Paint.net and the Boltbiaat Plugin Pack. You can find both in the description link. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to use the Magic Selector tool, which is the tool over here that looks like a little wand. And with the Magic Selector tool, you find the background color you're trying to eliminate. Obviously, if you take a photo in front of a solid background, it's much easier and takes a lot less time to remove the background. But you work with what you can. So use the Magic Selector tool, kind of select your framework for background, adjust the percentage to see how much of the background you want to try to remove. And the goal is to remove the background without removing part of your face or part of your shirt. So you kind of like use the selector. The better contrast there is between you and what you're wearing in the background, the easier this is and less time consuming it is. But take advantage of the Magic Selector tool. It helps save a lot of time so you don't have to do manually trimming. And you want to, again, select Control X to cut. You could always do Control Z to undo if you accidentally make a mistake. You leverage Control X. So make sure you select what you want. See, that takes too much over there. I don't want to take a piece of my shirt out. And I can't quite get the margin right. But again, when Magic Selector doesn't work, then you're going to have to start doing manual trim. So get what you can do with Magic Selector, and then the rest you'll have to do manually. The next thing I want to do is I don't need my whole body to be in the poster. So I'm going to take a copy of my image. I'm going to cut it with Control X, and I'm going to paste it into a new image with Edit, Paste in a new image. Here I have a much smaller amount I need to crop. I don't need my arms in there. I just need my upper chest and clean lines where my shirt cuts off to where I could put in the poster. Then I'm going to zoom in. Again, make it as zoomed in as you need to where you can do accurate cuts. Then you're going to use the Selector tool here, and be careful when you accidentally scroll. You can make mistakes. So use the Selector tool. Start by first clicking very close to where you want to crop, and then work outward to inward. And you can allow you to do straight lines. And here you see I'm cropping just the edge of the shirt here, taking away the blue, which was part of the blue background behind me from what was behind me at the time. I'm taking my time. I'm cropping a little bit out of a time here, keeping it very close. It's okay if you don't get perfectly close because we're going to use a feathering technique that'll help trim up the edges of where you are at and actually make it nice and clean. So just get as close as you can, and don't worry about the slight little jaggedness because we'll use feathering to clean that out. So here I am, just zooming in and out to different areas, getting as accurate as close as possible. Again, you see me trimming out the background, so there's just my shirt. I don't want any background behind me. Again, I'm cropping it as close as possible here. Easier to do, obviously. My black shirt is contrasted to the background a little closely, but if you can see where my neck and my chin are, it's a little easier to find where the margin is. So here I'm cropping. Again, I am not a graphic artist. This is just, I'm a very, very casual when it comes to doing this stuff. This is just my own technique, and I thought it might help other people who thought my poster banners looked cool and they might want to do them themselves. So this is just my technique. And again, Paint.net is free on Windows, costs nothing. The Boltbiaat Plugin Pack is free. So you pay no money to use these tools. This is just freeware tools. You could do the equivalent GIMP too. If you know how to use GIMP, you might even find it easier to do with GIMP. But I just use Paint.net because it's what I learned several years ago, and it's the tool that I know the most, that I'm the most familiar with. But obviously there's other free tools that could do it. I just don't know the equivalent in GIMP or Photoshop. Obviously I've seen this stuff done with Photoshop very easily. So here, trimming next to my ear here, just cutting out this background I have right here, making it nice clean cuts. Trimming out any other pieces of background which may be left orphaned from when I use the Magic Selector tool. Trimming around my hairline here, right around my earlobe. Coming around to my hat. Again, what I do is I select close and I swing wide. That way I have a straight line to work with instead of having to be, free grabbing the entire time or free drawing. Because I'm using a mouse, not a trackpad or a drawing tab. But so it's like you can only get so accurate with a mouse. I find it to be very difficult to actually draw lines and curves with a mouse, honestly. Let me check here. Did I crop too much of the hat? It looks like I might have accidentally cropped too much of the hat. Let me undo this back here. Well, again, one of the great tools, you can hit Control Z and undo your last several steps. So that's why it's better to do very small snippets and cuts That way you have more undo steps. If you do too big of a cut, you undo a wide portion. But if you do small little trims at a time, you have a lot of different undo steps you create for yourself. So here I am just trimming out the top of this Tesla hat here, trying to crop it close, making this as close as possible so that the feathering looks better and cleans up the rest. If you don't crop enough, then the feathering can leave a little outline that makes you have to do more trimming later. So I'm trying to do as much as I can so that the feathering technique works better. Again, Boltbiaat Plugin Pack has the feathering and the outline techniques that we're going to use next. The Boltbiaat Plugin Pack is separate from Paint.net. You download it separately and you install it as an exe file, and it inserts itself into the Paint.net plugins folder. It's a wonderful tool. So many extra plugins. Paint.net is bare minimum without the Boltbiaat Plugin Pack. It's definitely worth having. So here I am just doing more trims and edits here. And just trying to get a little tighter without clipping too much of the hat. Just trying to take that blue off of there, which is a little too obviously not part of my hat or what I'm wearing. Try to make sure there's none of that blue like glow behind me going on. All right, little trims here around the earlobe, just taking off a little bit of that blue. You can see that magic eraser tool actually did a pretty good, the magic selector tool did a pretty good job wiping out everything. And you see how it's a little jagged, like very pixelated and jagged. You don't have to worry about that. When we do the feathering technique, it's going to smooth all that out. So we don't have to worry about that. In fact, it looks very pixelated and jagged on the borders where my shirt is. That's where feathering is going to fix it up. So again, killing these rogue pixels that are flying around here because those will show up later on when you do outlines. You have to make sure you don't have any rogue pixels that are left over anywhere. I have a little bit of a jut right here, so I'm going to crop this out a little bit, make it a little smoother. Right there, and you can see down here I got a little bit of my arm is cut into, like when I got cropped. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually move the whole image down and take it down slightly so I get rid of that whole part right there. So I'll hit M to be my selector tool, and then I'll move my image down, and I'll just move it right down right there to where that's cropped out of the way there. So there, that's my kind of like starting image. So then what you want to do here is now I want to do feathering, right? So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to go to Object, and I'm going to go to Old Feather. Now feathering, what it does is it trims the outline and it adds a little bit of like layering so that you can see I'll slide up and down here. The more you do, it leaves kind of like an edge line ring that you have to trim out later. So you want to kind of try to find the right balance. I usually find 1 or 2 notches in the top and none on the bottom is good for this. So here's my basic framework. I now remove the background myself. So next I'm going to start with an image here. You're going to want to use the exact resolution of 1080 by 608. Now the reason why I said that resolution is because that's an Instagram banner pic size. That's the perfect size for Instagram. So I find that, like in this case, I'm using a Valorant picture. Find a Valorant picture. It doesn't matter which size it is. Just make sure it's bigger than 1080 by 608, so you can size it in and put it into that that banner size. See, my own image was too large, so I use resize, and then I resize it down about 400 pixels. Add a new layer by clicking on the plus sign. Your tools to find your layers and palette is all up here at the top right in Paint.net. Add a new layer. Then, of course, I paste myself with a new layer. Drag where I want to put my profile image. Size it down where I want to put it. And again, don't want it to be too large, but don't want it to be too small. I'm trying to capture that's me, the streamer here. Then click on Object Outline. And then here you get to control what type of outline and color you have around yourself. So I find that it looks better to me if you, rather than like a big bold outline, you make it a little bit faded and a nice fade to it. And so you find what looks good to you. And I tend to like a little bit of a fade, just something to indicate that there's a bit of a glow or an outline. It helps really smooth out some of that, that sharp edges too, and make it look a little better in my opinion. So just play around with the values and see what looks good for you. You could always hit Control-Z to undo anything you don't like. Next, you're going to want to add more layers, and you're going to want to find like the logo for the game or anything else. So what I'll do is typically I'll go to Google Images search, right? And I'll look for like Valorant logo transparent. Always use the word transparent so you find a version of a transparent background. Then you find the logo you want to use, you click on it, confirm that it has the transparent background, right click on it, copy image, make sure you have a new layer, paste it. Oh, in this case, that is a way bigger of an image, so we're going to edit, paste it in a new image, resize it down. Let's try 400 pixels here. Then come back over and bring it over and paste it. It looks a little small. Let's go make that a little larger. Control-Z to undo. Let's try 450. Okay, that looks a little better. Let's paste it here. Okay, that's about the right size that I want. Where do I want to place the logo? And again, you can't hardly see the words because they're dark on a dark background. So again, we're going to Control F to redo our, outline, and it looked like it didn't look good even with double. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the strength of the border and reduce the amount here and see how that looks. Oh, I thought it looks. And the thing is, you could keep adding outlines. Like sometimes I'll do a white outline, but then I'll add a black outline on top of it, right? And then play around with the outlines, see what looks good. Sometimes you want to add black and then white, sometimes white and then black. Usually you want to contrast a dark color with a light outline. And there, I think that looks fine for me for this purpose of this demonstration here. I add a new layer. Now I want to do my text. Maybe you want to say, live stream with your name, what time you're streaming. Of course, always include your channel, like twitch.tv/your channel name, because again, people need to see your poster. They need to see where you're streaming at. They need to see what you're promoting. So make sure to include your details. Make it large, make it grab attention. So here again, my font's too small. I'll resize it here. I'll make this a little larger, and then I'll drag it around to see where I want to put it. Here. Let's put it right about here so it doesn't, interfere with me. Let's try different outlines and see what looks good with this purple. Let's see, does white outline look good? Does black outline look good? Let me try here. Again, testing out different borders, different outlines to see what looks good. And you play around with it. Sometimes I'll play around with a black outline, then add a little bit of a white fade outline after it. Or I'll do double outlines. And if I don't like the way it looks, then I'll reverse it and try with white and then black. Sometimes I'll use colors. Sometimes I'll change the text. Play around with what works with you. Experiment around to what you think looks appealing. But make sure it's eye-popping, catchy. Feel free to use phrases, emotes. Insert whatever you need to grab attention and try to, promote what you're trying to promote. Make people want to come visit, want to look at that poster, want to visit your channel and type it in the URL, things like that. So here, I don't think it looks as good with the white. Looking at the white and with the black around it, I just think the white doesn't look good against the purple. So I think I'm going to wind up reversing it. I think I'd rather have the black and then the white. So let's do this. Let's make a black border. I think that stands out better. And then we're going to add a little bit of white outline to that. Let's see. Yeah, I think that makes it stand out a little better. Let me adjust this down here. Yeah, so this is an example of, a quick poster banner. You got my image, cropped out the background, added the game logo, and added the text. Thank you for watching. Now I'll just save it. Don't forget to save it as a PNG, because a PNG file will keep any transparencies that you want to have in the original image. You also have to save it as a PNG so it flattens all the layers, because by default, if you have multiple layers, Paint.net will save it as a PDN, which is a Paint.net proprietary format, but you're going to want to save it as a PNG. You could do it as a JPEG too, but if you have any sort of transparency at all, it needs to be PNG. So here I go, save it, flatten all the layers, and you see all the layers flatten to a single layer. And there, I have my poster banner. That's a quick tutorial on how to create a little poster banner, crop out some background. Hopefully it helps. Thank you for watching.